This is day one of telling you stories from my life. The reason I'm doing this is because I've been a pretty good communicator offline for the better part of my life. I've spoken in front of really large crowds and audiences as well. Yet, talking to the camera is the one thing I've been putting off for a long time. Partially because I've never really known what to say. And so I just decided, let me just tell you stories from my life because that's always fun and we'll see where it goes. So, the first story, I'm going to try to keep this short. When I was 19 and I'd go to university from Sri Lanka to Malaysia, and leading up to that time, I was meeting a lot of people and saying bye to them because I thought I wouldn't see them for a few years now. And so one of the meetings was with this old auntie who I'm really fond of and who's really fond of me. And then there was this much younger lady, about 6, 7 years older to me, but still quite a good friend at the time. And so I was meeting the both of them, talking. We had a good time. And then as I was leaving, the old auntie went, "Please don't change." And I smiled, almost laughed, and acknowledged because I knew what she meant. She was really fond of me, and I knew what parts of me she didn't want changed. And so I just was like, "Yeah, of course." And immediately the younger lady from behind goes, "Oh, but what's the point? You've got to change. Otherwise, what's the point of doing all this, right?" And that's when it struck me that she's so right. And ever since then, I've been noticing that pattern so much more, where people who love you and are fond of you and appreciate you for the way you are right now don't want you to change. And that's a really bad trap to fall into, because we have this people pleasing instinct where we don't then want to change ourselves, and we are loved and accepted and almost cherished with a version of ourselves. But the point is to evolve and progress. You don't want to be the same person you were at 19, when you're at 40, 50, even at 35, even at 25, right? You have to keep evolving and progressing. And it is inevitable that when you do so, you're going to end up disappointing people around you. But you have to understand that that is temporary. The people who really love you and want to be around you are going to adjust and get themselves are going to adjust and get themselves accustomed to the new version of you. And that disappointment that we're so scared of giving people is very temporary. So be extremely comfortable with changing and evolving yourself, and don't worry about disappointing people, because one way or the other you will always disappoint. But the people who love you, the disappointment for them is going to be extremely temporary. In fact, it won't even be a disappointment, it's just going to be a small adjustment which they will be happy to make. See you tomorrow.